Okay, so this is my first video, so you'll have to excuse the quality. Um, I'm still getting set up. But anyway, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Cosmic Cat Lady, or Melissa. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be starting this channel. I'm not really sure what direction I want to take it in. I'm clairvoyant, claircognizant, and clairsentient. I've always been that way since I was a little girl. I've just known things. I just know when something's going to happen, or I'm really able to read people very well. I'm able to feel people's, mostly like, well, their energy, obviously, good or bad, but mostly like if people are sick or if they're experiencing pain or whatever their emotions are or their physical things are, I will feel that physically. And I believe that was given to me for the purpose of being a healer, to heal people. I feel like I'm rolling my eyes a lot. Sorry, this is my first go around. Anyway, the lights can be terrible, I'm sure, and the sound quality probably, but so I'm sure a lot of you can relate to some of these things, but I'm learning tarot. I really would like to use it. I feel compelled to use it, but I know a lot of you are going to be people that watch other readers, so please don't judge me on that, because they're very skilled and they've been doing it for years and years, and I've dabbled in the past, like maybe 15 years ago I was dabbling, and then I got into a Christian phase, and that's a whole nother story for another day. But my Jesus phase, that might be something I tell. I don't know, I'm not sure. Like, I am really into what's going on politically, so I don't know if I just comment below. Anybody that's watching this or listening, I hope that you like it and subscribe to me. It's going to be a journey. I don't know where to. Don't know where I'm going, but the river keeps on flowing. Sorry, I break out into song often, but I want to have fun with it, but I want to do something that people will like. I'm trying to find my niche, as they say. So, I mean, I could do political readings if that's something you guys are interested in. I know there's a lot of other people doing that as well. I can do lives and offer, readings on people's certain questions. I have done psychic readings in the past. I'm not a 30-year experienced person. I get things wrong just like everybody else. I'm human. My emotions might come into it, and not listening to my guides. I've probably been listening to them my whole life and just never realized it. But anyway, I'm not sure, what direction to take this channel. I've been wanting to start. Sorry, my hair is all frizzed out because of the storm out there. You can't really see it. But anyway, I'm kind of, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I was always afraid to do it because I know there's like a lot of mean people and negative people on the internet. I know probably majority are nice, but I know you can get some really bad, icky comments and stuff. But I feel like at this point in my life, I'm ready for that. I can handle it. I'll just delete it. I don't have to take in that energy. But anyway, the thing that really inspired me to get started now was about 2 weeks ago, I had a near-death experience, and it kind of changed everything as far as kicking me into gear, um, because I don't even really know what happened, to be honest with you, why it happened at this time. Maybe it was my guides trying to kick me into gear, um, but I had laid down to sleep. I'm just going to tell you about my experience. I had laid down to go to sleep, and I had been watching another channel on YouTube. It's called My NDE from A to Z. Vinia, I believe is how you say it. I don't remember her last name, but she's great. So like her channel and subscribe to it. She's wonderful. If you do tell her I sent you, maybe I'll actually get some viewers, some subscribers, I mean. But I was watching her, one of her videos about why I had been binging a couple of them. And I was watching one of her videos about universal love, and I thought, oh wow, that's really cool the way she described that, whatever, whatever. But I got tired, turned it off, laid down to go to sleep, and I was thinking about that. I don't know if I fell asleep and I thought I was dreaming, but I just really felt, I just really felt that it was just really cool, and I just started thinking about it, and then I was just thinking, like, as far as, I don't know, I got this thought that I get a lot of guilt. Sorry, I'm bouncing around. I'm not making any sense. I get a lot of guilt about the way I raised my kids and the things I did wrong and blah, blah, all that stuff, my regrets about motherhood. And I was thinking about it, and all of a sudden I just got this thought. I'm sure it came from my guides that my kids were, at that time, were on a higher vibration than I was. And it just, all of a sudden, it just clicked. When I had that thought, it just clicked. Like, wow, they were on a higher vibration than me. And that's all it was. Like, I wasn't trying to purposely hurt them or do something wrong. It's just that we were on a different vibration, if that makes any sense. It made total sense to me at the time. And then I thought about my mom, and I was like, wow, I was on a higher vibration than her. And so anything that she did that I felt wronged or that I felt, hurt or whatever, she wasn't doing it on purpose. And it was just what all of our souls had contracted to do before we got here. And like Vinia was saying, and I was just overcome with emotion at that point. Like I saw everything that had ever happened in my life, everything that I'd done to anybody else, everything that had been done to me. And I got it. I understood, like, wow, nobody's trying to hurt you. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody else. And everything in my life, all the events that were hurtful or all the things that I'd done to hurt other people just kind of clicked into place. And I was like, wow, I felt so accepted and so accepting of other people and their issues and things, and I felt love like I'd never felt before. And I didn't see a white light, but I felt like a white spiral wrapping around me, almost around my soul and pulling me up. And I remember thinking, well, I was so happy that I understood, and then I got it. And then I thought, wait, am I dying? Like, is that what's happening? Because I got it. I get it. Is it time to go? And whatever was communicating with me said, yes, yeah, you got it. Okay, it's time to go. Let's go. It's time to go. And all of a sudden I thought of my daughter, who's in a very abusive relationship. And I said, I have 2 daughters and I have other people that need me here. But for some reason, I just was focused on her. And I was like, wait, she still needs me. I can't go. I'm not ready. I got to stay for her. And I remember thinking too the whole time, like, I'm not going to remember all of this. And I need to remember all this. And I kept communicating with whoever I was communicating with and saying, I really need to remember this. I got to remember this. It's important so that I can tell other people and help them. But I know I'm not going to remember it all. Can you please just let me remember it? If I have to go back, let me remember. And when I said I wasn't ready, I wasn't scared the whole time until I knew it was time to go, and I knew that I had to stay here for my daughter. And I said that, I'm not ready yet. My daughter needs me. And I heard, get up now, like really loud. And I got up and I was making my way to my daughter's room, which really isn't that far, but it felt like it was taking forever. It almost felt like something was pulling my soul up and out of my body, like my body was walking through a fog, almost without me controlling it. And I got to her room and I passed out. Like I said, well, on the way to her room, sorry. I'm like Mr. Kimball all over. Those of you that are old like me will remember who he is. And I said to her, I called out to her, I said, Heather, if you need me here, if you need me to stay, you got to help me. And she was like, what? And I said, you got to help me, you got to do something. If you need me to stay here, you got to do something. She said, what do you mean stay here? I said, I got to leave. I'm going. I have to leave. I have to go now. If you don't do something to help me, I'm going to go. I'm going to leave. And she said, "Do you want me to call 911?" And I said, "Yes, call 911 now." And I got to a room and I started to pass out. And I remember thinking, if I lose consciousness now, I'm not going to make it. And so I hollered to her icky boyfriend and I said, "James, sit me up now." And he sat me up and I felt like I was going to throw up. I felt like the biggest pressure on my chest, like an elephant was sitting on my chest. I couldn't get my breath. My heart was pounding out of my chest. I really thought I was having a heart attack or something. And the ambulance got there. But I remember at that time, like while we were waiting, saying, "God, I love you guys. You know, that's what it's all about. That's what's important. Like, just being kind. Everyone is going through this journey. Our souls are going through this iteration, whatever you want to call it. And the most important thing that we can do is just be kind. Be kind to one another while we're here and while we're going through this." And anyway, the ambulance got there, and I told them, like, they were like asking questions. I'm like, "Will you just help me?" Like, I couldn't even answer the questions. I couldn't answer what my last name was, where I was, anything. I just remember saying, "Help me, I'm dying. Like, will you help me? I'm gonna die." And I just heard them, they were checking my blood pressure, and I heard them say, "She's bradycardic," or whatever. And they gave me, I guess, some epi, and that kind of perked me up. But I was still like in this euphoria before they even gave me that. Like, I remember looking at all of them and I could almost see their souls. And I know it doesn't make any sense and I don't know how to explain it, but I just had love for like everyone. And I told them, "Thank you guys for doing what you do. You're doing the good work and you'll get rewarded, whatever." And I remember in the ambulance still thinking, like, I gotta tone this down. Like, I gotta come back down. If I gotta stay here, I gotta get grounded again in this reality. And I remember thinking, I always thought I was a kind person. I thought I was such a kind person, but I really wasn't kind. And I don't know, I was just having all these weird thoughts. But anyway, it turned out that my sodium and my potassium was really low, and it caused my heart rate to be really low. And by the time they had checked my heart rate, it was 40. So I can't imagine, it must have been quite a bit lower than that when I was laying in bed sleeping. So I really believe that I died or I was dying. And I was going through that. And no one's going to convince me otherwise. Not everyone believes me. You don't have to believe me. I don't care. I just feel like, anyway, through that experience, another thing that was spoken to me was, I remember thinking, so none of that matters, like going to church, doing any of this stuff. Like, I've been back into my metaphysical things and burning candles and doing tarot and all that. And I remember thinking none of it matters because spirit or the higher power, whatever you want to think of it as, is working everything out. And we ourselves have contracted with other souls to have whatever happens through us in this life is going to happen. And I remember thinking, so none of it matters. So do I really need to do this stuff? And I heard them, tell me plain as day, like, yes, it matters in order to help other people through their iteration or through their lives by using my gifts that I was given or that I've developed or given or whatever you want to call it. We all have them. I'm not special. But I feel compelled to use them. And so that's why I'm starting this channel, is to kind of help people and maybe give us a direction to go in this cruddy time with the orange monster supposedly about to be inaugurated. I haven't believed it. I won't believe it until I actually see it. It's looking kind of bleak at this moment, but the reason I started watching all these other channels is because I just felt very strongly, like after I got over the initial shock of it, that he's not going to be in there. He's not. He's not the president. He didn't come by it honestly, of course, because he doesn't come by anything honestly. And I just felt very strongly like something was about to happen and be revealed. And I've been feeling that. And in the last day or so, probably like since Friday, since I watched the stupid speaker selection on C-SPAN, I've just been kind of discouraged. I'm like, it doesn't seem like the Dems are going to do anything. It's just like business as usual. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people? So anyway, this is getting a little long. I'm just kind of rambling. I hope that people watch this. I hope that people will watch, like, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm not sure which direction I'm taking it. Any suggestions would be appreciated. And I'm going to shut up now, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you back here. Bye.